Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I'm Peter Sigardson, and today we are doing something incredibly actionable. We're jumping straight into a comprehensive training seminar designed specifically to help you master ChatGPT Work. Look, if you've been feeling totally bogged down by repetitive documentation, or data cleaning, or just those endless stakeholder updates, well, you are absolutely in the right place. This explainer isn't just a bunch of high-level theory. It's a definitive, quick reference guide that you, and honestly, should, screenshot and pin right above your desk. So, let's dive right in.
All right, here's our game plan for today. First, meet your digital coworker. Then, under the hood with GPT 5.6. Next is the delegation cheat sheet, followed by real-world AI workflows. And finally, your first 48 hours. Let's get moving. Section 1. Meet your digital coworker. The paradigm shift. We're moving way beyond basic chatbots here. Now, to really grasp this, we have to look at the contrast. Traditional ChatGPT was, well, essentially an oracle, right? You asked it a question, it gave you an answer, or maybe it banged out a quick rewrite for you. But at the end of the day, you still had to execute the actual work yourself. ChatGPT Work is a total paradigm shift. It doesn't just answer, it executes. We're talking about completing complex, multi-step tasks using persistent execution, meaning it actually works on projects for hours in the background, and building fully autonomous workflows across your web, desktop, and mobile environments. This completely transforms AI from a basic, everyday chatbot into a legitimate digital coworker that actually delivers. Yes, ChatGPT Work is powered by GPT 5.6 for that advanced reasoning, but its real magic lies in deep context and persistent execution. By connecting it to your apps and files, it gets the exact context it needs to just stay focused on a project for hours, actively maintaining progress until the whole shebang is totally finished. Plus, it operates with transparent, built-in safety, so you always know exactly what it's up to. You're no longer just chatting, you are delegating, executing, and delivering highly professional outputs. So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is this. You shift from doing the work to directing the work. As a professional, your role is elevating. You're moving away from the manual, repetitive labor and stepping right into a position of strategic oversight. You, my friend, are the director now. Okay, Section 2, Under the Hood, GPT 5.6, Powering the Engine. Let's see what makes this thing tick. To be an effective director, you've got to understand the tech powering your new coworker. OpenAI launched the GPT 5.6 family specifically to rival enterprise heavyweights like Microsoft Copilot and Google Gemini. You've got three main engines to choose from. First is Soul. This is your absolute heavyweight, purpose-built for high-performance encoding, cybersecurity, and really deep research. It uniquely uses fewer tokens to keep those computing costs down. Then you have Terra. Terra is perfectly balanced for your everyday enterprise work and standard multi-step tasks. And finally, Luna. This is your go-to, incredibly cost-efficient model for the routine, lighter-lift tasks. Honestly, knowing which engine to use is half the battle. But you know, it's not just about the models. It's the workspace itself. OpenAI completely overhauled the desktop application, bringing Chat, Work, and Codex all into one unified space. You can schedule tasks for recurring work, set it, and forget it. You can connect third-party plugins like Slack, Google Drive, or your CRM just by typing the @ symbol. It's so seamless. And for those seriously demanding workloads, there's Ultra Mode, which coordinates multiple AI agents working in parallel. Combine all that with the ability to use local desktop apps and an in-app browser, and you can literally turn a basic text goal into a polished spreadsheet or a full web application. It's wild. All right, let's jump to Section 3, the delegation cheat sheet, your prompting playbook. This is the big one.
Seriously, grab a screenshot right now. This is your ultimate desk cheat sheet. When you switch over to work mode, the way you prompt has to change. Do not list out every single tiny step. That is the old way of doing things. Instead, use this specific 5-part pattern. Number 1, define the exact outcome you want. Number 2, tag the source materials or plugins it needs to use. Number 3, set your limits or style requirements. Number 4, clearly define what good actually looks like. And number 5, this is critical, set approval stops for sensitive actions. You want to review things before it randomly sends an email or updates a massive database. The golden rule here, describe the destination, not the journey.
Now, as your instructor, I do need to manage your expectations a bit. Please, do not expect absolute perfection on the very first pass. Remember, you're directing a digital coworker, which means you need an iterative feedback loop. You delegate the initial task, you review the output, and then you provide specific targeted feedback, something like, hey, make the technical requirements section way more detailed. And then you iterate. You absolutely must maintain human oversight, especially when it comes to validating business logic or data assumptions.
And please remember, context is king. Before you ever assign a major task, you have to feed the AI. Upload your organization's business requirements document templates, your style guides, your data dictionaries. If you want ChatGPT Work to actually sound like you and format things exactly like your company does, it literally needs those reference files first.
Moving into Section 4. Real-world AI workflows. Seeing it in action. Let's make this concrete.
For all the technical business analysts out there, the time savings here are just massive. Instead of manually drafting endless documentation, you get AI-generated first drafts that are already pre-formatted perfectly in your templates. Those hours of tedious data cleaning replaced by automated validation. Process mapping from scratch suddenly becomes AI-assisted discovery. It just completely flips the script on how you spend your day.
For data analysts and project managers, it's a total game changer. A data analyst can literally tell ChatGPT Work to connect to a Snowflake database, pull the Q2 sales data, clean it up, run a cohort analysis, and build an interactive dashboard, all from just one single prompt. For project managers, it integrates directly with Jira and Slack to analyze your sprint velocity, monitor team sentiment for blockers, and automatically generate a status report with red, amber, green ratings. It'll even draft the stakeholder emails for risk mitigations. The compounding value you get back in time is just incredible.
And hey, it is just as powerful outside the corporate tech bubble. Self-employed consultants can have it read their calendar, draft personalized follow-up emails, generate invoices, and automatically update their CRM. Educators can upload state curriculum standards and have it design a fully differentiated 12-week unit plan complete with grading rubrics. Students can use it to synthesize literal years of academic literature into gap analyses and perfectly APA-formatted thesis proposals. We're talking true end-to-end workflow completion.
Finally, Section 5, your first 48 hours, the implementation plan. Let's get you set up.
Your day one setup is entirely about foundations. First, verify your access. ChatGPT Work is globally available right now on the desktop app for Pro, Enterprise, and Edu plans. With Plus and Business rolling out as we speak, even the free tier is getting desktop access. So, update that desktop app and turn on the Work toggle. Then, connect just 2 or 3 key integrations, like Google Drive and Slack. Don't overdo it yet. You don't want to get overwhelmed. Finally, upload your top 3 most used templates. Just get the engine ready. Then, on day 2, you delegate. But start small, okay? Pick a really low-stakes task, like maybe drafting a routine weekly status email or running a very basic data cleanup. Use that 5-part outcome-based prompting pattern we went over earlier. Carefully review what it spits out, give it some feedback, and, this is the most critical part, document the exact prompt that actually worked for you. That is exactly how you build a reusable prompt library that's going to save you literally hundreds of hours down the road.
The future of analysis, and honestly all knowledge work, is deeply collaborative. The professionals who are really going to thrive aren't the ones resisting AI, they're the ones who learn how to direct it effectively. Well, you now have the playbook. You know how to set the context, you know how to prompt for outcomes, and you know how to iterate. So I'll leave you with one final question to think about right now. What workflow will you hand off first? Thanks so much for joining me for this Explainer seminar. I'm Peter Sigurdsson, and I'll see you in the next one.